Hi, this video will show you, the caregiver, how to set up Eyeflite Ava for your user. First, you'll want to put the Oculus Go on your head and make sure it's powered on. If it's off, hold down the power button on the top of the headset. If it's just asleep, tap the power button once and you should see a gray screen. Next, press and hold the Oculus button on the controller to sync the controller and the headset. Finally, use the controller to open Eyeflite Ava from your library. Now let's configure Eyeflite Ava's settings for your user. Looking down and to the right, you can open up the Settings menu. We'll start in the Controls submenu. From here you can change vertical and horizontal sensitivities. This means that if the user doesn't have as much side-to-side head or neck mobility, you can increase the horizontal sensitivity so that smaller neck movements produce larger cursor movements. The same goes for vertical sensitivity. In the general settings, you can also change the length of time you need to dwell on menu buttons or keyboard keys before a click is triggered. Let's move on to the keyboard settings. Here you can change the user's keyboard from your typical QWERTY keyboard to a keyboard better suited for head tracking, like the alphabetical or optimized layouts. Moving on to the Display submenu, you can change your home environment, brightness of the screen, and a color shift that makes using Eyeflite Ava more comfortable at night. Once you have these settings configured, you can move on to the Assistance menu. You can access the Assistance settings by looking down and to the right, focusing on Assistance, and then dwelling on the settings icon that pops up. Here you'll want to enter the caregiver's phone number, who should receive a text when the user is finished or needs help with Eyeflite Ava. Afterwards, you'll want to enter the caregiver's email so your user has the highest chance of getting the caregiver's attention when they need it. Now you can take off the Oculus Go and put it on your user. While putting the Oculus Go on a user, you should pay close attention to the tightness of the straps as well as the orientation of the headset with respect to their eyes and nose. Typically you'll want the bottom of the headset to be just below the bottom of their nose, though this may vary by user. Make sure the LED indicator on the top of the headset is white. If it isn't, press the power button once to wake up the Oculus Go. Be sure to ask the user if they can see the image clearly, and if not, readjust the headset for them. Once the Oculus Go is on the user, position their head facing forward. Align the controller with the headset and hold down the Oculus button for about 2 seconds. This wakes up the headset and centers the display. Now the headset is in hands-free mode and you should put the controller aside. While using Eyeflite Ava, everything is controlled with head movement. The handheld controller should not be used.